What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And you know what? I figure we'll start out with like recapping like week 2 games, and then some of the games from this week we'll get into talking about. But let me go to my schedule here. Hey, what did y'all think? First off, I want to know what y'all thought about the Eagles and the Eagles and Kansas City. That game right there to get everybody started out.
Hey, to me, it's like, all dynasty starts to fall. And I think this is KC, fall, because there's a lot of turmoil in that KC organization right now. You got Kelsey talking about people. You got Mahomes calling out people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Philly, as long as they're the Super Bowl champions, you got to knock them off. So I don't know who expected Kansas City to beat Philly, but Kansas City is now showing that, their reign is up.
Yeah. Or you think it's just a situation where Kansas City just reloading? You know what I mean? Like the Patriots did?
No.
They don't have their main wide receiver. They don't have their main players. They don't have Worthy out there. They don't have Rasheed Rice out there. They don't. Yeah, I wouldn't say they reloading. And to me, they should have won the game. Kelsey dropped the ball. Philly don't look that impressive to me right now.
Even with that, Clayton, I still got them making a move for a receiver. You know what I mean? Yeah, I still got them making a move for a receiver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see Tyreek coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see Tyreek coming back.
I can see that too.
I just don't think they're gonna be in the thick of things every year, just like the Patriots was. I said before, the Patriots wasn't, in the playoffs every year, the thick of things every year.
They were in the playoffs, they just wasn't in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and what's the name though, too? I think Miami gonna ask for a haul for him though, to trade him back. They gonna ask for a bunch. I think Kansas City gonna have to give up a few draft picks, stuff like that, to get them back.
I can say I don't think they're gonna be early draft picks. I think they're gonna be late draft picks because
no first rounders. No first rounders is not like that. No, I ain't saying that.
Yeah, the two things that's hurting Miami right now is one, they're not playing good football, and two, Tyreek is already talking about leaving and why he wants to leave. That hurts any type of trade leverage that Miami might have. You know what I'm saying? When a player does that. So KC may offer him, we give you a 3rd round pick for him. And, that might be the best Miami can get, knowing that Tyreek's not happy. Sometimes it's better just to let him go and rebuild again. So that might be the same. And like I said, Kansas City needs wide receivers. Everybody's on Kelsey shit. Kelsey can't do it by himself anymore. One, his age factor is catching up. And two, they play on him. They know what he's about now. And he's not going across that middle too many times now at his age.
Well, he can't get that separation. And then, you said, Mahomes put it on him. You know what I mean? If he don't, he got to really put it on. He got to thread the needle to get it in there. So, you know what I mean? Because they were saying, I'm no expert in there, but they say Kelsey was late getting his head turned around on that interception. They say he was late getting his head turned around. Tom Brady said it. You got to get your head turned around because that ball coming. You know what I'm saying? So,
the surprising factor that I'm surprised about is Hollywood Brown. That's who I'm really surprised about, because this is his opportunity to show that he's a number 1 receiver. Because that was his main.
He was though, man. I never thought he was a number 1.
But remember, that was his whole thing with the Ravens. He wanted to get paid as a number 1 receiver, and the Ravens was like, "No, you're not a number 1."
I never thought he was a number 1.
Hold up, but he was number 1 on Baltimore.
Oh, that's why they didn't pay him.
I know, but who else did they have?
They had Bateman. They was betting on Bateman.
Yeah, the Bateman. That's right, Clayton. Though he right. They lean more towards Bateman than Hollywood.
I understand they didn't want to pay him. I wouldn't have paid him either. But to say he wasn't the number 1 here, I disagree with that. He was. Bateman was not the number 1.
Well, that's because Bateman was getting hurt. But Bateman was on that roster as the number 1. Hollywood Brown. Let's remember, Hollywood Brown was a slot receiver.
No,
he was a
he was
slot
on the
receiver.
outside. He was on the outside.
But he wasn't effective though.
Right. He was scheduled. He was on the roster as a slot receiver. Now they may use him in the 1 and 2s because of the situation. But Bateman was the number 1 on the roster.
Bateman came after Hollywood. They drafted him the next year.
I thought Hollywood came after Bateman.
No, Hollywood was
Hollywood
first.
came the year after Bateman.
No, Hollywood was first.
Yeah, then that makes it even worse.
I don't know that part. I don't know.
Right, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not that Ravens fan, but then that makes it even worse.
Yeah, I don't know that part.
Because even if the fact that Bateman kept getting hurt and they still didn't pay downtown.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have paid Hollywood either. Hollywood wanted to be traded. Because he wanted out.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to be paid.
No, I don't believe it was about the money as much as it was about, remember, at one point he came out and said, you got soldiers and you're not using us. He was complaining about it. He was complaining about his targets and his catches.
I remember.
And who throws it to him? His cousin is the one that's throwing him the ball.
Who is his cousin? Lamar ain't his cousin. Lamar ain't his cousin.
Lamar's family with him.
I don't believe so.
Family.
I know they was tight and they was hanging. Remember?
They family.
Remember when he came out? Remember when he came out in the media and said that? Then all of a sudden, them two wasn't coming to the games together anymore. Remember that?
But what does that mean though? I mean, if they say they family,
he was disgruntled here. That's all. He was disgruntled.
He was disgruntled because they wasn't going to pay him. He wasn't effective as a Raven. He wanted to be that. He wanted to be that number 1 and couldn't.
Yeah.
He went to Cleveland. When he went to Cleveland, was he considered number 1? I mean, when he went to Kansas City, he wasn't considered number 1 there.
No, he went to Arizona first, and he was off. Hold up, time out. He went to Arizona and he was off to a great start. Him and Kyler Murray. He was up there like number 2 or 3 receiving, and then he got hurt and missed the rest of the season.
And then they traded him.
Yeah, he got hurt. I'm just saying.
They traded him.
Yeah, he didn't play. I understand they traded him. But what I'm saying is he was off to a great start. 4 games in, he was one of the league leaders in reception yards, and then he got hurt. I'm not sitting here defending Hollywood. I'm just saying, trying to make sure he's not mischaracterized. That's all.
But I'm going to mischaracterize him because what team trades a good or great wide receiver if he gets hurt the next year?
I'm not saying he's a great wide receiver. I said he was off to a great start.
But that's not
in Arizona.
Injury prone. You know him being injury prone.
There you go.
Yeah, he's not a big guy, so when them D-backs start, hitting them and stuff.
Did he get hurt for the Ravens when he was here, though?
He was hurt here, too. Yeah. Oh, okay. He started his career off with that foot injury. What they call it?
Plantar fasciitis?
No, the other one. Something foot. I can't pronounce it. And then he had some hamstring issues. So he was hurt here in Baltimore, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go into that Giants and Cowboys game. That went into overtime. What did y'all think about that game?
Yeah, the Cowboys are in a world of fucking trouble. Okay,
man,
they made Russell Wilson look like a Pro Bowl quarterback. Okay, and if you got problems with Russell Wilson, every team in the league gonna tear your ass up. Dak Prescott got to score 50 points a game for them to win. So their defense can't stop a fucking cold, yo. With penicillin.
They're doing a great job stopping the run, though.
They let Russell Wilson kill him.
I understand. I'm just saying their real Achilles heel last year was stopping the run. They're doing a great job of doing that this year.
And then they getting killed in the pass.
I understand. I'm just saying. I understand. I'm just saying.
I don't get that logic, though. I don't get that logic. So if somebody beating you, if they able to beat you, you can't hang your hat on. Well, at least we stopped the run when y'all gave up 40 points.
No, I'm not saying it to say that they're hanging their hat on that. I'm just saying they tried to improve that, and they did. Now they have to try to improve their pass defense.
No, but
that's all I'm saying.
When they tried to improve it, it cost them the pass.
Yeah.
But guess what?
It don't make any sense.
You got a better shot at trying to draw up some blitzes and stuff to help your pass rush, as opposed to keeping Mike and Parsons and have teams rush for over 200 yards a game against you every week. You'll never win a game.
And don't forget, Clay, and none of you was going to be paying Micah too. Don't forget that part. None of you was going to be paying Micah too.
Gentlemen, what football are y'all watching? We're not playing football in the 70s. We're not playing football in the 80s. Man, we're not even playing football in the 90s. The league is a passing league. Passing, not running.
Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. They was the number 1 or number 2 rushing team in the league.
And who won it the year before that?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
And where were they at rushing? They had a better.
I'm not sure, game. But they had a solid rushing game with Pacheco and Hunt.
Hold up, and let's not talk about Philly itself, because they got some prime wide receivers and a quarterback there that allowed him to do what he did.
I think that offensive line allowed him to do what he did. That's just my opinion. That's just me.
Right now, you gotta have a passing defense because the league passes. Every top player in the league right now, the top 10 players in the league are quarterbacks.
If not, man, you got to get the quarterback.
You got to put pressure on him.
Yeah, you got to get him.
And the problem that helping with the Cowboys is right now is their front four can't put no pressure on. Okay, so now we got to put blitz packages in. The reason that is not doing it is because their deep backs can't stick water. Stephon Diggs is getting exposed because he can't play a number 1 receiver anymore.
That's what it is, though, man. When they do put together the blitz packages and stuff, they one-on-one on the edge now.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
They got to get home. You know what I'm saying? They got to speed that quarterback up, or they got to get home. You know what I mean?
The D-backs got to play better defense. They got to be able to play better man-on-man.
All I know is Dallas is 1-1, and they could have easily beat Philly week 1. And CD Lamb dropped so many balls. So you're right. Their pass defense is atrocious. You're right. But they right there. And they're going to win again this week against the Bears.
But I'm trying to figure out where you say they right there, but where's there? They right
there. They right there in their division race.
No, it's 2 games in.
All right.
So if they're 0-2,
and they should have beat Philly. The only reason they didn't beat Philly because CD Lamb.
No. They shouldn't have beat Philly because they didn't beat Philly.
Okay.
So the way you say, Clay, Philly should be 0-2.
Right.
Actually, they should be. I haven't been impressed with Philly at this point. Right. They should be 0-2 right now. They're not.
Let me ask y'all this.
But they should be. Yeah.
Last year, when Kansas City was winning games, a lot of close games and stuff like that. So did we feel the same way about Kansas City when they was winning close games?
No, we said, "Oh man, that's championship mental," and that's how they.
But if you
go on games, and that's Andy Reid, and that's Patrick Mahomes, and everybody love them, and they want water, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we said last year.
Okay, but last year, if you look at their wins. You had players on their team making plays and most opportune times. With Philly, these teams are beating themselves. It's a difference.
So you trying to say the Cowboys beat themselves against Philly?
Yeah.
Hell no. Did you watch that game?
How do you explain this? CeeDee Lamb running down the middle of the field, bomb, hit him right in his arms, and he dropped it.
I can explain it in 1 word. No, 2 words. 3 words. CeeDee Lamb's a bum. How do you blame that?
Let's go with that.
Let me ask you a question. How do you blame that drop on Philly?
I don't blame it on Philly. What I'm saying is Dallas beat themselves. You said CeeDee is a bum. He dropped the ball. The defense didn't do anything to stop him.
They had.
What are we talking about?
They had to throw the ball to catch up to what Philly was doing.
No, they didn't.
Stop Philly.
I don't know what Monday night game I don't know what game you watch Thursday night.
So let me
but
ask
I
you a
didn't
question.
see that.
So when you say that CeeDee Lamb dropped that balls, you say that Dallas was ahead?
Yes.
All right.
It was a go ahead. The game was coming. What was the final score?
What is the go ahead?
What was the final score, man?
Tell me what is go ahead. What is the meaning of go ahead?
What was the okay? But you make that like it's a point, like because they wasn't leading. The game wasn't a blowout. It was a one-score game. What are you talking about?
That's the whole point. That's the point. That's my point.
So let me ask y'all.
Philly was up.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Let me ask y'all this though about the Giants and the Cowboys, right? As far as the Giants is concerned, what do y'all think about the quarterback? Y'all think it's time to move on from for Russell?
Oh yeah, I do.
I don't. Especially with that performance he had. And the thing is, you might not want to bring that rookie in too soon, too early, too soon. You might not want to do that. He come in there and he get crushed. And then who you go to next? You bring Russ back. You go to Jameis Winston. The Giants aren't expected to do too much, make too much noise. You know what I'm saying? Let it play out. Let it play out. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe week 10, week 11, then bring him in. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I think it might be too early. You know what I mean? He get in there, man, and things start. You know, no one's more beloved than a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? No one's more beloved than a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Unless you got a superstar quarterback like a Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or something like that, superstar quarterback who's won. No one's more beloved than asked for and clamored for than a backup quarterback in the NFL. So I wouldn't. I think he's gonna get an opportunity, but it don't have to be right now. It don't have to be right now.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this, and the only reason I'm saying it is because it's you talking about the New York Giants. The coach is on the hot seat. Russell Wilson is on the hot seat. They're waiting for one terrible game, and if they had lost that Cowboy game, Russell Wilson would have been benched. Okay, because they was calling for Russell Wilson to be benched after the first game. Okay, but I'm telling you, the way that their coaching staff is right now, them boys, they can't afford not to go out and give it their all.
But they lost they lost the game, but I'm just saying Russ just had a phenomenal, you know what I'm saying, performance.
He had a phenomenal game against the Cowboys, no doubt about it. Like I said, he looked like the Pro Bowl Russell Wilson.
Right.
But the game before that, he looked like shit.
Yeah.
So
and I think he's somewhere in the middle. I don't think he's as good as he was against the Cowboys, and I don't think he was as bad as he was week 1. I think he's somewhere in the middle. And I think the Giants can live with that, you know what I mean, for a while. And I think even Russ understands that. That, you know what I'm saying? They got a young dude that's waiting in the wings. But you're right about the coach. And I don't think Russ,
that's what I think is going to do it.
1-year deal, but I think the general manager is on a hot seat. You know,
that whole staff is
Saquon move and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think that GM is on the hot seat. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, we see how that plays out.
Yeah, and that New York media will tear them up. Because it's to this point, they still going back to the Saquon trade. That was a year and a half ago. And they still talking about the damn thing.
Yeah.
So New York media does not move on right now. So
look, right now, check it out. Daniel Jones is in with the coach, right? He's looking okay. Clayton spoke on that, you know what I'm saying, a couple of weeks ago. He looked all right. Clayton had a lot more confidence in him than I had. I admit that. But now you look at Dayball like how can this guy leave your offense, leave your team, and go somewhere else and look like a totally different quarterback? You know what I mean? So then his coaching comes into question as well. So that's a good.
And hold up, and that's the second player in 2 years that's done it, because Saquon was the first. Saquon leaves, wins a Super Bowl, and wins MVP. Could have won MVP.
Everybody knew Saquon was nice, but the Daniel Jones thing to me was the most surprising. Like I said, Clayton really wasn't as surprised as I was. I admit that, but you see a guy like that, now he's supposed to be like a quarterback guy. I'm talking about Dayball. He's supposed to be like a quarterback guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he had John Allen up in Buffalo.
And so let's not forget that when the Colts picked Daniel Jones up, he wasn't the starter.
Right, yeah, I know.
Yeah, remember, he won that starting spot, so he balled out just to get his position that he did. So he showed that he could play.
And he looked like he should be a starter. You know what I'm saying? So far.
Yeah.
So I think he don't make they ball look too.
All right. So now I want y'all opinion on the next game. But before we go over to this game, right? Before we talk about the Steelers and the Seahawks, right? I put in a because I was listening to what was the guy now? I was listening to Jason Whitlock, and he was saying him and Coach JB was saying that they think that, well, mainly Coach JB, he said that he thinks that Travis Hunter is a bust. Now it is only two games into the season, and I'm addressing this right now because Albert in the chat said that it's it's kind of premature basically to be talking about this kid being a bust. But what do y'all think about do you think Travis Hunter is a bust?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous for Coach JP and anybody else to classify this young man as that already. Now, if he wanted to say, I think he will be a bust, then that's his opinion. But to say he is right now, I think right now he probably got about 55 yards receiving and like 9 receptions or something like that. And I think if he keep on that kind of pace, he might end up the year with like 70-some receptions, 500 and some yards as a rookie. Now, is that a bust? I mean, and I don't know how much two-way he's playing, but I just think it's way too mature. Like a lot of this shit, man, people just looking for content and want to talk about shit.
Absolutely.
To call that guy a bust?
Well, that's crazy. And then like you say, Clayton, 2 games, how many snaps? You know what I'm saying? How many targets? You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. I don't even give that. That's a non-starter for me, man.
And see,
right. Man, you know.
And let me say this too. You got to remember too. Travis Hunter is an athlete first. You know what I'm saying? That plays on both sides of the ball. In the NFL, that is difficult as shit to do. That means he's in the wide receiver room, and he's in the D-back room, he's in the offensive room, he's in the defensive room. That's a lot of knowledge for a young man to take at one point in time.
Let me ask you this, man. Let me ask everybody this on the panel. Do y'all think that's stunting his growth?
Yes, and that's the point I was getting to. I think in the NFL, Travis Hunter is going to have to make a decision, okay, of which position he wants to play, excel in that position like Dion did, and then play it when it's needed. Right now, he's going both ways, and I think that's affecting him. If he got to decide, I want to be a wide receiver, let me be the best wide receiver I can be. And if they need me, they call me. If I want to be a D-back, let me be the best D-back I can be. And if they need me in wide receiver, they'll call me.
And to piggyback on what Man's saying, not only is it affecting him, I'm going to say more importantly, it's stunting the growth of his team. Because when he's on offense, they got to shrink the playbook. So it's so much, it's less things they're able to do because, you can't give him too much at a time right now.
Right.
And he's not to the point. That's a good point you make, Clayton, because you bring him in, then if you're only going to use him as a decoy because he don't know the full playbook, why bring him in there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're just going to use him as a decoy or something like that, I would use him in packages, maybe red zone packages and things like that, But I think you need to pick a side, like Man said. I think you need to pick a side, and and be the best at that. You know what I mean?
Right. And then judge his performance as a rookie. Let this man pick a side, then judge his side. But as long as they're gonna play him on both sides of the ball, he's gonna be average on both sides of the ball.
I don't even think Jamarcus Russell got billed a bus at 2 games, man. I don't think Brian Lee was billed a bus at the 2 games, man. Come on, get out of here, man.
They just mad. It's people being mad because Travis Hunter. They don't understand that Travis Hunter is the athlete first, okay? And that's what athletes do. They can play anywhere, anybody against anything. You know what I'm saying? So if they're at the highest game on one side of the ball, he's a bust. Well, because he can play everything. That don't mean you're gonna be the highest or not play at the highest level on everything. It just means that you can play everything, and that's what they want him for right now.
But see, you know what else comes with that though? A jack of all trades sometimes is a master of none.
And that's the same. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you can be a jack of all trades, do everything relatively easy and relatively, okay, but you're not exceptional at any other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and the cool part about Dion is, and everybody seemed to overlook this, Dion was able to bring out his best game on both sides of the ball, okay, as a coach. That's what they got to figure out. How can we bring out his best game if we're going to use him on both sides of the ball? It's not Travis Hunter's fault that he's getting used the way he is. Somebody in the coaching organization has to make a decision on how to use this kid.
But man, let me ask you this.
Go ahead, Mike.
Do you factor in the level of competition that Travis Hunter played against? You know what I mean? Because we always talk about like Colorado didn't really beat nobody, right? So was he seeing the level of competition that he
wasn't, and I see what you mean. He wasn't, but you got to remember, everybody in NFL right now, because he's a rookie, everybody in the NFL right now is just as good as he is. He's a rookie. So you got linemen that can run almost as fast as he can, because this is the NFL. So his competition is always going to, I mean, he's going to always have that competition now. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to factor in, you know, he got to adjust. You know what I'm saying? He got to adjust to being a professional on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? That takes time in itself. You know what I'm saying? That takes time. But the label that young man a bust, man, you know, that's ridiculous, man. That's, you know what I mean? Some people just want clicks, man, and you know what I mean? That's ridiculous, man. No way.
So look, all right. So let's get to the Steelers and the Seahawks, right? What did y'all think about that game? The Seahawks won 31-17.
That defense, man, gotta button up, man. That defense gotta button up. There is no excuse, man. They're not getting pressure on a quarterback, man. Teams are gashing them with runs and everything, and it seems like whenever they need a first down, the opposition get it. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they need a first down, man, they get it. So there's no pressure on the quarterback, man. The coverage is lacking. They got to get on that defense. Offensively, I don't think they have a bell cow in the backfield.
That's the problem too.
A bell cow in the backfield, man, where you can say, well, I'm going to hand it to him, you know, 20, 22 times a game. He's going to get me tough yardage. I can rely on. It's almost like running back by committee. It's almost running back by committee. Aaron Rodgers don't look bad at all. But he needs help. He's not the Aaron Rodgers that can do it all on his own like he did, you know, years ago.
So,
they got to tighten up their defense.
That's what I was going to ask you, right? So if they don't establish that run game, is that going to cause Aaron Rodgers to start pressing?
Absolutely. Because even the game against the Jets week 1, when he threw them 4 picks, I mean, them 4 touchdowns, I'm sorry. When he threw them, you know what I mean? We needed every last one of them touchdowns that he threw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to have to rely on him, even though Aaron Rodgers can play. You don't want to have to rely on him to put up 3 and 4 touchdowns a game for you to win. Steelers got to stop somebody, man. They got to stop somebody.
I thought their defense was going to look better because of how they look game 1. I thought Gabe was going to come in game 2 and look a lot, you know.
Right, because you think, because Justin Fields looked good against the defense. So you thought, like, okay, they got a week, you know what I mean, to make this adjustment and things like that. But no, man, they didn't. Like I say, I expect Coach T to whip him into shape and things like that. Get in there and talk real, you know what I mean, greasy to him, hold him accountable, and, you know, to do the things that Coach T does. But, you know what I mean? Mike, me and you always talk about it. X's and O's is one thing. Having the horses is something different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you can scheme, you can what's the name and all that, but you can come up with the perfect game plan. But if you ain't got the horses to execute it, you know what I'm saying? What is it?
Yeah.
And maybe Sam Darnold has really turned the corner up in Seattle. I mean, you know, he played good last year. Maybe he's really turned the corner, you know?
I think Sam Darnold was showing maybe last year wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, maybe.
You know, he coming into his own a little bit like that. And Mike, I don't want to jump the gun. Right, and switch off too quick. But come back to, because I might forget, come back to the Washington Commanders quarterback situation. And I got a couple things to say about that as well, since Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I got so he is hurt. So he is hurt this week.
Yeah, he's not going to play today. He's out.
Who hurt?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go into the. Anybody else got anything else to say about the Steelers?
Yes, I got them in my fantasy league, and oh my God, I took a crushing defeat with them last week. Should I get rid of them? I'm asking the panel. Should I get rid of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense for this week in my fantasy league?
Oh yes, definitely for this week.
They playing the Patriots. They playing the Patriots.
They play New England this week?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So maybe not, man. Maybe not. Maybe you can hold on to them for another week, man. But the last few weeks, man, and that's my team. You know, that's my squad. Last couple of weeks, man, they ain't been looking too good, man.
Well, no. Hold. The first game, they gave me enough points to win. Last week, though, geez, Christmas, yo, it was bad. So I'm like, this week, all right. So you're the Pittsburgh fan. I'm gonna stay with them right now. I'm gonna run them this weekend. We're gonna see.
Yeah. All right. What y'all think about that?
Hey, who said go Browns?
That was
I like
that.
Retro. I like go Browns. There you go.
Oh yeah,
that's
retro. She everything Cleveland. Cleveland and the fever. That's her thing. Oh man.
Right, so wow, bring back Chief Wow.
Yeah.
No, I was joking, man. Bring back Chief Wow. Well, I mean, bring back the Cleveland Indians and Chief Wow. But go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to. What do y'all think? What did y'all think about the Rams and the Titans?
The Rams and the the
Rams. I like that quarterback from the Titans, but
they say he look okay.
Too much else.
They say he look okay. They say he look okay. You know what I mean? He got that learning curve, but they say he look okay.
Yeah,
I think the Rams might take down the Eagles this week.
The Rams are the truth.
The Rams
come to play.
Yes.
Yeah. The Rams come to play. They're the truth.
Yeah.
I like
the Rams. The Rams may win the NFC West. They may win it. So they're the truth this year.
I like their coach, McVay. I like him. Yeah, I like McVay.
Oh, McVay.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. So.
All right. So then the Bills played the Jets. Everybody was.
It was Thursday night. Yeah.
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 But I was impressed with how many points the Jets put up in that game. They lost by 10, I think, but wasn't it like 31-21, something like that?
No. That was Miami. That was Miami and Buffalo.
Oh, that was Miami.
Scored 10 points. Yeah, 30. They lost 30 to
20 something. Yeah, that's right. It was right. That was Miami.
It was closer than what I thought.
I think the Jets only scored like 9 against the Bills, right? Something like that.
No, they scored 10 points.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they scored 10 points. Yeah. So then I'm gonna skip down to that Jaguars and the Bengals, right? Because Joe Burrows is hurt again.
Again.
Yep.
And what they saying, he gonna be out like about 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, he got that turf toe.
Yeah. Surgery.
Yeah.
Do y'all think? I'm asking the panel. Do y'all think he still should be mentioned as one of the top quarterbacks in the league, even though he's not, readily available? Do you think he still should be mentioned with a Patrick Mahomes, with a Lamar, with a Josh Allen? You think he still should be mentioned with those guys?
Why not?
I'm just saying because he's never available.
But the way he's able to play is the way he's able to play when he's on the field, I don't think injury should take anybody out of recognizing their ability and their talent. You know what I'm saying? So
and actually, I think it's a good ploy for Cincinnati to do what they're doing anyway. Put him on the shelf, rebuild this team so you don't get this guy hurt. Because they're going to get him.
They need a line.
Yeah, they're going to get him killed.
Check it out. See, that's a good point you make, man. But my pushback is they had the ability to do that before they signed that wide receivers to all that bread. That money could have went to the offensive line. But they let Joe Burrow say, I need my weapons.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they paid him all that bread. They could have they could have paid offensive linemen this offseason.
But you got it. But look at what happened. Well, look what happened to Cincinnati last year. Remember, Cincinnati had no defense last year. So he had to throw the ball 100,000 times a game because they had no defense. So they were always coming from behind. if they don't get, like you said, if they don't, first they got to show up their defense. Before anything, they got to get some defensive players. They got to be able to stop somebody.
Yep.
If Joe Burrows keep doing what he's doing, he's going to have another 3 years left in the league. He's going to be done because of injuries.
Injuries.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got to build a whole team around him, and they realized that when they signed that wide receiver, okay, and then the other wide receiver they needed to sign, they're like, oh shit, and we missed a whole lot of other pieces. So I think
that dude threw for damn near 5,000 yards last year. Joe Burrow, 5,000, 4,900, led the league.
Yeah.
You know, you can't take his talent away. But like you said, if they don't show up that team, but don't sleep on this guy, Jake, the replacement.
Brown.
Don't sleep on that guy. He's got a real high completion percent. Don't sleep on him.
He out of Ohio State, ain't he?
I'm not sure, but don't sleep.
Not sure.
Listen, can you imagine if Joe Burrows goes to somewhere like Miami, where he can just throw the ball all day to all those goddamn speedy ass receivers?
Oh, he got weapons. He got weapons now.
He got weapons where he at. Yeah. I think I'll take what he got. I think I'll take what he got in Cincy over the Miami situation.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. I'm doing it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm taking.
I just think he can find a better life in other spots because I don't think Cincinnati is the spot where he can become a great player anymore. I think that time is running past. I think he's gone.
He is.
No, I'm saying continue to be. I'm saying continue to be great.
Yeah,
but I think he might need that organization. I don't know how dedicated they are to building a good championship team, and I think he can go somewhere else and have more success as far as winning games. But
I mean, because if you look at it, there's been a lot of quarterbacks that had great years, but then went somewhere else and like put them over that next level. I think he may be one of those quarterbacks.
All I know is like, and in a lot of circles, people still put him above Lamar, above Josh Allen, even though he doesn't have an MVP, but because he has a Super Bowl appearance and those two guys don't. So, people still put him above them. And I was just asking because he's hurt a lot. Do you still put him in the same class or even a step above them?
I personally don't put him above those two, Josh and Lamar. I don't. Yeah. But I know, a lot of people do. I think like availability is the best ability.
Right.
All that it look good, he a really good a football player, but gotta be able to be out there.
Yeah.
At what point do your availability play into, like what your legacy is?
Exactly.
Like when you talk about like Kawhi Leonard, you know what I mean? Like Kawhi, he got 2 championships, but most of the time he's not available. Now you see what's going on with him. Yeah, they're trying to move away from Kawhi.
Yeah, they say the league. I mean, not to jump into another, whole another discussion, but they say the league, man, what's on the table. They can void the entire, his contract. They can suspend the owner, fine the organization, whole bunch of stuff, man. So, but I ain't want to change. I
think that's, in my opinion, that would be scapegoating Kawhi more, and it'll be hurting Kawhi more so than it would be hurting the owner or the organization. Like if they did something like that. They did the same thing with Joe Smith.
Right. But Kawhi didn't come up with this nonsense, man. Right. Kawhi didn't say, "Look, get a shell company to pay me this, so it would influence the cap." He didn't come up with that, man.
And it wouldn't hurt Kawhi. They void his contract. I guarantee you, somebody be signing his ass, and he might find himself in a better situation. In a championship situation.
In his career, I think money lost is going to be money lost because of his injury history. Number one, and then number two, they're trying to smear him.
Somebody going to sign him, Mike.
I bet $3 that somebody going to sign him,
and he gonna get paid.
You're talking to NBA, Mike. You're talking to NBA.
Yes,
people have done far much worse than what they're accusing Kawhi Leonard of and came back. And he didn't do nothing.
Say that. What did he do?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. You might find that man across the street in LA as a Laker if the Clippers keep fucking around.
Yep.
Okay? Because they will sign this dude.
They will.
There's no doubt about it. They will sign him.
Yep.
The money, I'm telling y'all, the money that he stands to lose with the Clippers, he is not going to be able to go to another team and make that up. That's what this whole
campaign.
I'm telling you.
But let me ask you a question. When you say the money he's standing to lose, what is he standing to lose right now if the league sanctions all of it?
Yeah.
Because the only money that's guaranteed to these guys is the upfront guaranteed signing bonus.
No. You know, all NBA contracts guaranteed, but no. They're guaranteed to a certain point. They can be voided. No, man. Their whole contract is guaranteed.
No, they can try to void his contract now.
Because of the whole thing with the circumvention of the salary cap. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He would only get what he got paid up to this point. The point I'm thinking is, he'll go get signed. Like Mike was just saying, he'll go get signed. Another team will sign him. But the money that he's got guaranteed coming from the Clippers would be more, I believe, than what another team would come in and sign him for at this stage of his career.
Yeah, because now the leverage, like you use this smear campaign, another team could come in and lowball him and use this as leverage to lowball him. So,
but what team does that though?
But how much money? But how much money has he already made?
Right.
Well, if I'm the Lakers,
what are we talking about?
If I'm the Lakers, I'm not gonna go to Kawhi.
What you mean? How much money has he already made?
Yeah, how much has he already made?
For his career?
Yeah, period.
Oh, okay.
And even with the Clippers.
So when you look at it as like how much money a person
and then with New Balance.
And so all of that would be on the table. That's what I'm saying. It's a campaign to throw him under the bus and smear him. So you could potentially lose sponsorship deals. You lose that. Then on top of that, remember what was the guy named Sprewell? Sprewell said they put that money on the table for Sprewell. After that, it was all downhill for Sprewell. Once they put that bad bone out on Sprewell, he lost.
It don't take much.
No, it don't.
Okay,
money don't last forever.
So let me say this.
I'm not saying it do. All I'm saying is,
let me say this. I just pulled it up. So Kawhi Leonard has made $243 million with the Clippers so far. He just signed another contract last year.
What'd you say?
He just signed another contract last year for $176 million. Okay? No, I'm sorry. He just signed in January for another $153 million.
Yep.
All right. So let me say.
So they might void that contract.
Right.
What you saying, Mike? What you saying, Mike?
What have you like? Whatever you have made to this point, it don't mean nothing because once they cut that lifeline off, it's not like people say, all right, well, he'll be able to live off of that for the rest of his life. That's not how money works. That's not how it works.
But you assuming that he doesn't have anything else financially. He doesn't have any investments and stuff like that.
I'm not even I never even brought that up. I'm just telling you, business is about relationships. Once that lifeline, that relationship is over with, now you are in retirement. And once you go into retirement, then your lifestyle changes. So you cannot maintain that same lifestyle that you did while you were playing. That's why NBA players go from playing to commentating because they want to maintain that same lifestyle, or even they go into another business. But nobody walks off into the sunset with a paycheck.
Let me say this though.
But you have no. I'm gonna give you AI for an example. AI had a lifetime contract with Reebok. That was forever. We don't even know the nature of his relationship with New Balance. We don't know. It's so many things you don't know to assume that it's going to be so much money lost and it's going to be catastrophic for Kawhi. You don't know his personal circumstance.
All right, so you bring up
and
AI.
he already made 200 and some million.
Yeah, let me bring up this.
AI at one point in time, AI did have that lifetime deal. AI still worked. He still worked for the shoe company. He also ran into financial difficulties for a little while after his career. So,
but see, let me say this, Mike.
Yeah, I don't.
Right
I don't
now,
know.
right now, I'm looking at what Kawhi Leonard, as in the league, they say he's made a total of $329 million in his bank account for his whole career so far. Okay. Now, knowing that he is injury prone, can we assume that he understands his life expectancy in the NBA and he may be smart enough to invest that money somewhere else? Because it's not like he is playing at the highest level every single year like LeBron, and he know he's guaranteed a paycheck. You got some years where he played not even a half of the season. You know what I'm saying?
You have entertainers that are billionaires that once they piss off the right people, the next day they not on that Forbes billionaire list. That's what I'm telling you. Once you upset those relationships,
But
Mike,
relationship
let me
is he
speak to that.
upsetting though?
Let me speak to that real quick. When they on those lists, that stuff is based in assets and projections. So when you lose certain things, your value go down. What man is saying is Kawhi has already made over 300 and some million. He's made that.
Yeah,
that's not projection.
Right, he's made that.
I don't care if you hit the lottery and they give you a check. If you already made the money, they gave you a check. The money runs out.
But Mike,
it can run out. We're not saying it can't. What I'm saying is you don't know. When you got that kind of money, you got people around you, a team, you got business deals, you got New Balance cards. You don't know how he's investing his money, is what I'm saying.
The money, Mike,
you sever relationships and the money is gone.
Let's say this, Mike. Let's go and look at it a financial point of view. The average person can live off the interest off of $10 million alone for the rest of their life. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's assume, okay, that Kawhi Leonard has the smart to invest his money. He's not one of these athletes because we have never seen Kawhi Leonard wear flashy suits, drive fancy cars, talk about his $15, $20 million mansions.
None
we
of
have
that.
never seen that activity from Kawhi Leonard before.
Nope.
I don't care if you spend your money on shoes or if you invest in a Yakami joint.
So let me ask you a question. So if individuals, let me ask you a question. If individuals, the money, listen, you can make it last. You can make the money last if you're smart about it. The only people that spend the money is the people that don't know how to spend the money. That's it.
Hey, Tom, what's good, Tom? What's good, Tom? I don't care if you buy shoes or Yakami. The money not gonna last, man.
So let me ask you a question. How did the money last for your man Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan is still. Hey, I'm getting ready to do a report on Michael Jordan is still. Every time I turn on the computer, they advertising a new Michael Jordan shoe. It seems like every other day a new Jordan shoe. Michael Jordan is still working. He not retired.
So, but he's retired from the game.
No. Michael's name is working for him.
That's what I'm saying.
His brand. Michael Jordan is not retired. Michael Jordan is a cash cow for Nike.
Okay.
He's a cash cow.
So you're trying to say that Kawhi Leonard doesn't have the smarts to be the same way?
No, if Michael Jordan was to piss off Phil Knight and Phil Knight stopped selling those shoes every other day, Michael Jordan's
Phil Knight gonna hurt himself. He'll hurt himself doing that.
He would. Yeah, he would.
He'll hurt himself doing that.
He would be spiting himself to do that. But my point is that business is about relationships, right? And so once you set that relationship,
you're right. It's about relationships, but more importantly, it's about what moves the bottom line.
Business is all about making the right financial move in the right situation. From your example, Mike, we might well say LeBron James is going to be broke then. From your example.
I got a theory too with the Kawhi thing. If they do hang Kawhi out the dry, he gonna become like a present day like martyr in a sense, like Tupac. Like people are gonna rally behind that guy because everybody can see that he's been hung out to dry. I guarantee you that's gonna make his stock rise.
Ain't nobody else. And then nobody sat back and say, hey, Kawhi didn't go like, hey, I want an extra $20 million. So what you gonna do is set up a shell company, make me an employee, and gonna pay me $20 million, but I ain't never gonna go in. Kawhi did not come up with that idea.
He didn't come up with that.
The Clippers wanted to sign him. The Clippers knew how much money it was going to take, and they knew they didn't have the money. That's plain simple. They did not have the money to pay Kawhi Leonard at that time.
I think they had it, but I think they wanted to have some left over to sign other players. That's why they invented the kick. So it could be, that's what that.
Somebody in the organization say, hey, let's do this financial thing and hide this shit.
I think
they will never know.
And they saying, man, I was watching the dude, oh man, damn, I can't do Whitlock. And Whitlock, the title, the narrative is that he's pushing is that it's all Kawhi's idea. Like this is 100% Kawhi's idea that they did. I'm like, that's crazy, man.
And let me tell you this. I was watching a TV show, and do you know the reason how this came out? The reason it came out because Kawhi Leonard didn't file it on his tax return. He forgot about it. His accountant forgot about it.
The thing I heard that dude Pablo Torre, that investigative journalist who worked for ESPN, he did some digging around. All he say he got a team, man, that just be looking up lawsuits. They got to do with sports teams and professional sports athletes. And he came across it that way. They said them old school type investigative journalists. He one of them old school types, man.
Yeah, they said he filed his
digging, man. Yeah, he get the digging.
He filed his tax. When Kawhi Leonard and his accountants filed his tax returns, he didn't put what that payment was that they was getting from the shell company. And when they went to investigate, they were like, "Oh, you got this check from this company, but you didn't file it."
Yeah, it's like a no-show more than the mafia. It's like a no-show more than the mafia.
It's like one of us regular motherfuckers have a W-2 and never filed it on our taxes when we filed taxes for the year. We forgot a W-2. So we automatically get audited. And that's how all that shit comes up. And that ain't Kawhi fault. Kawhi like, what the fuck? Man, I don't do my taxes.
Yep.
So now they trying to put it all on him instead of the financial people that told him that this is what we was going to do. Now, I'm sure that Kawhi Leonard said, I don't give a fuck. As long as I get my money, y'all can do what y'all want to do, but I want my 20 mil.
Yeah.
But
let me read this comment. Let me see. Time. What's up, Time? Time says Michael Jordan is a cash cow for himself and his brand, makes jerseys for college teams. You don't see his logo on some of those college teams' jerseys.
Well, you got three people making jerseys now. You have Adidas, you have Under Armour, and then you have the Jordan brand too. They're the three that I know. But then you go down to Division 2, then you got everybody making jerseys for the Division 2.
Yeah, but it is a campaign, in my opinion, to throw Kawhi under that bus, Jack, or have him be the one that fall on that sword.
That's what it is, man. They saying it's easier than, and I think this is where Adam Silver comes in, and we gonna see how this so-called investigation go, because we don't want, you know that dude Ballmer. They say he's the richest owner in across all sports. They say he's the richest owner, right? So that's a guy you really don't want to make mad if you Adam Silver. He building that new arena out there in LA.
Already built. It's already built.
Out of his own pocket.
Right.
No public funding or nothing. You know what I mean? Everything out of his own pocket, right? So Adam Silver don't want to upset him too much. So it seems like the narrative is already shifting. The storyline, like this is all on Kawhi to get over and things like that, which is totally fugazi, if you ask me, man. That's crazy. You know, Kawhi, I want my money. Now, however y'all work it out to give it to me, that's on y'all. But I want my bread. You know what I'm saying? So
you got a good point with the owner, because if they force him out of basketball, he still owns that new stadium. So I'm not sure if the stadium is with the team like the Cowboys is, or if he just owns the stadium and he owns the team. If they kick him out, and he still owns the stadium,
they can suspend him for a year. I don't think they run him out the league.
You can get voted out the league.
Yeah, you can, but
you can get voted out.
You can, but the penalty for circumventing the salary cap is not going to be that severe at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Clay. Yeah,
They'll get fined. They'll get fined and shit like that.
Get fined,
yeah, they might lose draft picks or something, but it ain't gonna be that severe.
No, it ain't gonna be.
Like I said, I wouldn't physically see them putting them out. But you know, if you got that opportunity, that sword is not gonna come down hard on him because he's too much of LA now. He has that new stadium now, and they want his support because so I don't think the sword's gonna come down too hard.
It's gonna be hard for them to hold the Clippers accountable because they're gonna have to find a true connection to Steve Ballmer's money going into that company and that money going directly to Kawhi. If they can't find that link, nothing's going to come out of this investigation. It's just be a lot of talk, media stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, ain't much going to come out of this investigation.
Clayton, I ain't disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is that might be by design. It might be like even if something comes out of it, it ain't gonna be nothing that comes out of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Could be that too. Yeah. Could be that too.
Let's be honest with the situation. The only people saying that he broke the rules are the media.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, that's the only people saying he broke the rules. If the NBA is fine with it, who else can say anything better, worse than it?
Right.
They did that to circumvent around the NBA and their salary cap. That's what they did. They did that to go against the NBA rules. He broke no local laws. He broke no federal laws. He broke no financial laws. He didn't do any of that. So anything that comes down from this situation is all going to be an NBA standard.
Oh, yeah. Nothing to do with it. No. It ain't criminal. I don't think it's criminal. You know, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's not going to be that severe. Like Clayton was just saying, you know what I mean? You lose some draft picks. You know what I'm saying? People get fined, organizations get fined, things like that. But like, I don't think it's gonna be no more. You know what I'm saying?
If he didn't file any taxes on that money, different story.
Well, that's different. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about that part
different story.
Yeah, I ain't talking about that part of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. You know what I mean? Where they go.
All I gotta do is say Kawhi Leonard, LA Laker. That's all I gotta say. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, get back to that football, Mike, because I want to bring up. I'm gonna ask y'all what y'all think about this suggestion, or what y'all think about this idea with them Commanders when we get to that.
Yeah. I'm saying, so what was your question about the Commanders, though?
Now, you know, since Jaden Daniels is hurt, you know what I mean? So I don't even know who their backup quarterback is. They starting. Would you, if you're the Commanders, would you reach out to Kirk Cousins to come in there and fill that void while Jaden Daniels is out? Would you reach out to Kirk Cousins?
I probably wouldn't. Go ahead, Clay.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I don't think, probably because Kirk Cousins, I don't know if he fit like that style of offense that they running. You know what I mean? I don't think Kirk Cousins fit that. They need like a more mobile quarterback to fill in for somebody like Jaden Daniels because of the chemistry that he has with those wide receivers. They used to him, like if he roll out, he gonna be in a certain place at a certain time. So Kirk Cousins probably wouldn't be able to fill in like that. And
that's who they're going with, Marcus Mariota. He's not as agile. He's not as great a runner as Jaden, but he's a running quarterback. He's starting today.
Yeah, he's a mobile quarterback. Yeah.
The thing is, first we have to determine how long he's going to be out for. You know what I'm saying? So if we're talking 2, maybe 3 weeks, I wouldn't reach out to anybody. If you're talking more than a month, I probably would, because then if he's out more than a month, you really don't want to rush it. So if it's 6 weeks in, you don't want to ruch Jaden.
That's a good point. I just thought about Kirk Cousins because he's not on nobody's roster right now. Would you reach out to him?
Now he got taken down with a hip tackle. Did they say what the diagnosis was?
No, I ain't see. Did they flag that play? Did they flag that play when they?
I'm not sure. I just know it was a hip tackle, like one of those hip joints, but I don't know, if it was a penalty. I wasn't watching the game,
Yeah.
But I want to know what his official diagnosis is.
I think it's more than a week. I think it's 2 to 3 weeks. I think. I know. Sure.
Now we talk about the Commanders, though. Let me ask you a question. Do you think this is really going to affect them in the next 2 to 3 games that he's out? And do you think that they can win it with what they have now, as far as their defense and their wide receiver?
Defense, no. Wide receivers, maybe. You know,
I think they can beat the Raiders today. That's all I can look at is week to week. I think they can beat the Raiders today.
Yeah.
I guess
Without Daniels. Yeah. All right.
I don't know though. Pete Carroll's a good coach. I don't know, but I think they can edge out the Raiders today.
Yeah, but you know, and what's disappointing me right now is the Raiders running back, man. I was so high on that dude right now. And,
yes.
Oh my God, he looked terrible. Yeah, he looked terrible last week, yo.
But it's only been 2 games so far.
It's only been 2 games. But he, man, and the crazy part about it is the media talking about how poor of a blocker he is. He was already a poor blocker. His finesse wasn't blocking. His finessing is catching and running. So when they actually got exposed last week that he can't pick up a blitz, well, the Raiders knew that.
He got exposed.
Yeah, he got exposed. But the Raiders had to know he couldn't pick up a blitz.
Running back, let me chime in. A running back getting exposed really on pass blocking, that really don't. I mean, I don't pay too much attention to that. The thing about it is, I think he need more touches. But a running back not being able to block, I mean, all right. I mean, he's a running back. I mean, I ain't expecting him to be Orlando Brown or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He's a running back. Now he could do a better job in pass protection. I'm not saying that. But if he averaging, I know he's not, but if he's averaging 5 yards a carry, and don't nobody care if he can pass protect or not. You know what I mean? He's a running back. Tote that ball. But the thing about it is they say he got 30 carries the first 2 weeks combined. You know what I mean? 30 carries. Some running backs need more than that to be effective. Some need more than that. Some maybe not. If you're a home run hitter, you might only need, you know what I mean, 25, 30 carries in 2 games. Other running backs, they might need more. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how they use them going forward. If we get more touches, you know what I mean, in the run game. Geno, you can't let or make or ask Geno to throw the ball 30, 35 times. You need that running back, to balance it out. So I'm gonna do, you know what I mean, offense.
I'm gonna say something that I don't ever say, but Clayton, I agree with you 100%. When teams go to play the Raiders now, they're planning to run. They're gonna make Geno Smith beat them, so they're stacking that line up, and that's why this young man is just not getting any runs on because they're playing their defense to the run. They trying to say, Geno, you're gonna have to beat me with what you got. And the prime example of how bad that offensive is down there, your boy signed and then retired.
Who?
Damn, I just had him on fantasy. Cooper. He signed and retired.
Amari Cooper?
Yeah, he signed and retired. He went to 2 practices and said, fuck this, I ain't playing.
That's crazy.
You're gonna get me killed. I ain't playing no more.
Even with Pete Carroll as the coach,
He did 2 practices and retired. He was like, fuck this shit. You guys are not getting me killed in this offense. So that's what they're doing. Just like you said, Clinton. Everybody, they going there like, yo, Smith is gonna have to be there throwing. We're gonna stack, we're gonna put 8 in this box, and we're gonna tear that, we're gonna blitz, we're gonna tear their asses up.
He said something I don't agree with. He said something, man. I'm real big on, man, let your play do the talking for you. I'm real big on that, right? Me, you know what I'm saying? As if to say they're not giving me the ball enough. You know, when you draft a guy like me, when you draft a running back like me, hold up, fam, hold up. You ain't Emmitt Smith. You ain't Eric Dickerson. You know what I'm saying? You've been at 2 games. Let you do the talking, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, man. So
I heard his quotes. Yeah.
And hold up. And then
the team's really gonna be loading up the box now, like, all right, running back like you do something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
and the problem is, if you want to be a 3-down back, you gotta know how to block.
That's right.
Yes. Most of the time on that 3rd down, they're bringing the pressure, and you the pressure stopper.
Yes.
So if you're not a blocker, then you a 1 and 2 down back at the most because you can't pass rush. I mean, you can't pass rush.
And you're a great detriment to your team because that will blow up a play. That will blow up a play.
Well, some of the greatest running backs ever wasn't good at pass block.
I would have to disagree with that, Tom.
Let me give you an example. Clay. Barry Sanders never played on throwing down situations.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
that's one.
Eric Dickerson is another one. He didn't pay on passing down situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was on the field because they wasn't catching the ball out of the backfield. Now, when you had somebody like a Marshall Faulk, Thurman Thomas, Marcus
Emmett Smith, Walter Payton, Jim Brown.
Walter Payton might have been the best ever. Walter Payton might have been the best blocking running back ever.
He had a lot of great running backs that could pass block.
Let me say that. But Thurman Thomas too.
I didn't think they necessarily had to be. You know
they have to be. They have to be.
Let me say this though. Let me say this, and from what you're saying is this: the difference between those two running backs and all the other running backs. Barry Sanders will get you 3rd and short. Okay, he will get you 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. The other times, right now, when you got 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7, and you know you got to pass, that's the difference in between a 3rd down back and a 2 down back playing on that 3rd down.
Marcus Allen was a great one. Because he would block and then come out that backfield and catch. He was another great
example. If you look at the way they use Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen was always in there on 3rd down because he could catch and he could block. Bo was never in there on 3rd down. If it's 3rd and 1, yes, Bo was in there.
That's what
3rd and anything over 4.
Pass down situations. You had some that was great runners that wasn't necessarily good, and you know what I mean, pass protection or you know what I'm saying, good pass catches out of the backfield. That's the only point.
But I think Barry Sanders was such a dynamic running back that if it was 3rd and 4, you could keep Barry Sanders in there because he's a home run hitter. You know what I mean?
Right, because you still had that threat of the run.
Get you there, then it's the wrap. You know, a lot of his
but
did come on 3rd downs.
If I'm not mistaken, though, I've seen Barry pick up blitzes. Like I've seen him do that. If I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm sure he's done it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like 3rd and long, anything like 3rd and 6 or further. Most times, Barry, like, you know what I mean, he wasn't out there. That's all I'm saying.
And Saquon Barkley, he's a hell of an example.
Yeah, Saquon blocking, he will block his ass off.
Yeah.
Last year, I saw him giving up his body to make a block.
Yes.
Like he literally will lunge at a linebacker coming in on his ass.
Yeah.
Let me Tom said y'all talking about guys who've been in the league for some odd years compared to this guy who's a rookie who's learning. Yeah, and that's true. When you talk about somebody like there's a learning curve, and with this kid.
But
he
wasn't asked to do that in school. He wasn't asked to do that in school. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But the problem is when you get in these press conferences and you get arrogant. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. That's the issue going on. You don't get in these press conferences and get arrogant. You get in the press conference like, look, I'm a rookie. I'm trying. I missed that block. He got sacked. We lost the game. My bad. I will work to get better.
On me.
Right. I will work to get better. He goes to these press conferences and like,
when you got
not being used the way I'm supposed to be used.
Yeah,
you know that. Like, that's the difference.
I gotta do better for my team.
Right.
Right.
What's wrong with y'all motherfuckers not giving me the ball?
Exactly. That's the whole difference in it. Because you got a lot of running backs out here that's old heads that can pick up a block. Okay? You got a lot of them.
Y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing around here, man.
Right, you gotta be humble sometimes, and that's what that kid gotta learn.
Yeah,
he has to learn the game. Gotta learn it.
For sure.
Hey, look. So last week we said we're gonna start keeping. We're gonna do some picks, and we're gonna keep this. Keep score what we picking, right? So let's do 5 games because like we do 17 games. That's gonna be a lot of work.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Look at Clay. I want to do the whole gamut. Run the whole.
Let's do the whole gamut. You know what? We run them down. All you gotta do is turn in your tally.
But
that ain't no lot of work for you, Mike. We let you know how many we won.
If we just gonna pick, we can't discuss every game. We just gotta say this game, that's the pick.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
that's the pick. Because
No, but it's Mike's show. It's Mike's show.
If we don't, we could do that. We could go down the list and we could pick.
No,
and
no.
Then,
It's your show, Mike. You want to do 5? We do 5.
If y'all wanna go down the list of all the teams, then we can do that.
Because I know when we put it in a group text, I'm the only one put my number in.
I know.
Don't just mention one game, and I ain't hear Mike told.
Because I ain't gonna lie, because that's really the only game I care about.
Exactly.
So hold on, I got an idea. Let's do a parlay then. Each one of us pick 5 games, and let's see if we can parlay on those 5 games that we pick. So don't necessarily say that we picking the same 5 teams or whatever, but maybe we can do it like that. Maybe make it easy.
So if you do a parlay, then that means that you be keeping your own stats though, and then
I'm not about to say because I wouldn't be able to keep up with nobody else. Damn it, Bailey can keep up with mine.
Right.
Yeah.
I write down like I said like if I write down the 5 premier games of the week, like the games of the week, and then I do those rather than to do 17 games. Every
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the Sunday night game, the Monday night game, the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah. Right.
Because hey, I can already say, gentlemen, I got some grilling I got to start doing, so we got to work it out real quick, yeah.
All right, that's cool. I got the game.
Hey, no. See, this is for business. I'm doing this as a chef for a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
So he asked me to do some grilling for him today. So
okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Boy, man got his hand in every goddamn thing, don't he?
Hey, I'm old, man. I gotta keep the motor running, man. I'm old.
I understand, man.
As soon as I start relaxing, man, that's when that sleep become permanent. So I gotta keep it going, man. I gotta keep it going.
Hey, you still be getting your golf swings in?
Oh yeah, still be getting the golf swings in. Oh yeah, the season's almost up, but I'm still getting it in.
Yeah, cool.
That's what's up.
All
right. So the first game today is the Bears and the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Who you got?
Where are they playing it at?
I think they playing it in Dallas.
I'm going with the Bears. I'm going with the Bears.
Oh, you don't expect no damn Bears to win that game, man.
I'm going with. Hey, listen. I'm going with the Bears.
There you go.
That Cowboy defense can't stop running water.
Okay. I'm going with the Cowboys, Mike.
Me too, Mike.
All right, and Tunk, you going with the
Cowboys as well.
And I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I don't know what man.
He mad at him, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, next Sunday when I'm sitting in here with my old fashioned in my hand drinking because the Bears won, y'all gonna know why. I have my old fashioned. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna salute you, bro. I'm gonna salute you, and we're gonna have a good laugh about it.
That's all right.
Because I know you're gonna have a whole bunch of shit to say.
Tom said he taking the Cowboys too. I mean, I'm sorry, he taking Chicago. My fault, Tom.
There you go, Tom. There you go, Tom. Me and Tom gonna have old fashions.
There you go.
Sipping as y'all be like, well, I thought the Cowboys was gonna win it. Dak Prescott almost won it, but Butterfingers, just couldn't catch them all.
All right. So let me see. All right, man. So the next game is the Ravens and the Lions. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens. They home.
Oh no, I thought they was in Detroit.
No, it's Monday night here. It's here.
Yeah, Monday night downtown.
Yeah, they travel to Kansas City next week.
Ravens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Who you got, man?
Oh man, well, I got the Ravens, but damn.
All right, man.
I'll be working that game.
Who you got, Tom?
I'm taking the Ravens.
You taking Ravens? All right, yeah, I'm taking the Ravens too. But didn't the Lions just put up 50 points on somebody?
Yes, sir.
The Bears.
Yeah.
They look good, man. That offense looks good, man.
Yeah.
The Bears. They put it up against the Bears.
They got Detroit.
That's why I'm putting the Cowboys this week against. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm putting the Cowboys this week.
Yeah. All right. So, and the next game, the Eagles and the Rams. Who y'all like in that game?
I think I'm going with the Rams in that game.
I might have to go with the Rams. I might have to go with the Rams in that game.
I'm going Eagles home.
I'm going with the Eagles.
They are home. Eagles are home.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles home. Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles home.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles too.
Yeah,
they like the Rams.
that's 50-50 for me. But I'm gonna go with the Rams.
What's the name ain't gotten gear yet. I just think that Eagles offense ain't gotten gear yet, and I think the Rams can score. I think the Rams can score. You're gonna have to keep pace with them. That's all I'm saying.
And plus, they added another weapon, Devontae Adams. They got another weapon. So, yeah.
All right. So, all right. What about the Saints and the Seahawks? Who y'all got in that? Man,
The Seahawks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, but we picked one of those games over Denver and the Chargers.
Yeah.
Is the Denver Chargers one of those games that we picking this week?
I hope we pick the Chargers game.
Who's the Chargers playing?
The Broncos.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
That's probably might be the best game of the week.
Yeah.
Between them two defenses, them two defenses.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna scratch the Saints and the Seahawks.
Yeah, they ain't there. Yeah, don't have us pick that game.
All right. So all right, man. Who you like, the Chargers or the Broncos?
I'm going with the Chargers only because they home. I'm going with the Chargers because they home.
I'm going with Denver.
You going with Denver?
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Tom?
I'm going with San Diego. Well, the Chargers. I think Patrick Surtain is out for Denver. I think he's out.
Oh, okay.
But hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing though.
I ain't 100% sure, but I think he out.
I'm gonna tell you this though: the winner of these two series, the winner of this series is going to win the AFC West.
Yeah,
I think the winner will.
That the Chargers can be 3-0 in the division the first 3 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers, that'd be crazy. They be 3-0 in the division. Yeah.
Listen, I don't care what nobody say. Harbaugh is a great fucking coach.
I think he's
everywhere he's gone, he's won. He's just a great coach. But I think he's even a better motivator though, because his teams and the San Diego team, he really hasn't picked up anybody. But he's taking those San Diego players that was there before he got and just molded them into what they are now. San Diego looks like
they got Wichcombe back though. They got Wichcombe back though. Their receivers back. Keenan Allen. They got him back. Yeah.
But what's the name out? The linebacker,
Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Khalil Mack's out.
Yeah, he out.
Man, Tom said it don't matter. I got Denver. That was a fluke. What happened to Indiana?
Nah. Wasn't a fluke. San Diego's for real.
Yeah.
Damn, why I keep calling them San Diego?
No, he's saying with the Colts beating the Broncos. I think that's what he's saying.
No, it wasn't a fluke. They beat them.
Yeah.
They played better football at the time. They beat them.
Man, I call them San Diego too all the time.
Yeah,
I call them San Diego too all the time. So
man, listen, we let's not sleep on the Colts, Tom. The Colts is pretty good this year too. They made some changes on their defense that's really affecting the way they play now. So,
speaking of that Colts-Titans game, I'm going to tell America, I'm not saying the Titans going to win, but take the points.
Yeah.
In that game, and also take the points with the Panthers game.
What they giving Tennessee in that game? What the Colts
I think the Colts giving Tennessee like 5.5, I think, something like that.
Oh yeah,
I would take
5.5 points. Yeah, I would take the point.
Yeah. All right. The next game, the Steelers and the Patriots.
Yeah, y'all already know my decision. I'm going with the Steelers because I need them fantasy football points.
Man,
so I'm going with Steelers.
I'm so scared of Steelers at this point, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I think they'll win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots edge them out. I really would.
And you know what, Clayton? It's like that with me too. The way that defense looked, man, I think they'll win, but if they lost, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be mad as hell, but I wouldn't be surprised.
But you know what? I think that whole game is coaching because I think on paper they evenly matches up. So I think it's going to be more of coaching that's going to win that game than anything else.
Hey, and the coordinator for the Steelers is very familiar with Grable because they both was on the same staff. So
right,
it is going to come down to that probably.
So everybody got the Steelers then.
Reluctantly.
Flip that coin, Clay. Come on, man. Flip that coin, man.
Yeah.
I picked them. I said the Steelers. I just don't feel good about them. Yeah.
All right, man. So let's y'all want to make who y'all picking in that the WNBA with the you got the Aces and the Fever, then you got the Lynx going up against the Mercury.
And that's the Final Four, right?
Yeah. I say game one. I say game one. The Aces go get game one, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Fever still won in Vegas.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I can't call that.
Hey, Clayton, let me ask you this, right? Real quick,
Yeah.
Mike, before you move on. Remember,
Yeah.
Clayton, you were saying you think that the Aces was gonna get a loss, or they didn't, or I ain't gonna say deserve, or they needed a loss or whatever. You think since they got that loss, you think they refocused now, or you think they're vulnerable now?
No, because the last game went down to the wire, and the only reason they won, somebody said they cut the lights off on Seattle. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They edged them out, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is a different game plan for Indiana. I mean, the Fever.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to, because now it's 5. It's the best out of 5 now. So you know what I'm saying?
Indiana got the series lead. They beat them 2 games to 1. But the Aces are playing better now than the last time they played.
But I still don't think coming back, is she?
Huh? No, she done. She done. They done.
Yeah, so
but I still don't think the Aces got the perimeter defense to slow down. Kelsey Mitchell puts so much pressure on your perimeter. It's ridiculous. And I don't know if their guards can really keep up with their speed like that.
That's going to be the key. Like if they allow Indiana to run, then Indiana will run them out the building. But in a half-court game, that's where the Aces are at their that's like the advantage Aces. So it depends on who can impose their will. A half-court game, I think it's the advantage is to the Aces.
I want to see how Asia comes out against Aaliyah this game, because all season she's been having trouble with Aaliyah on that block.
Yeah.
So I want to see how she comes out. The MVP, the 4-time MVP. I want to see how she comes out against Asia.
On both ends, Clayton, she had trouble, like offensive, defensive.
Yeah, on both ends. Yeah, because Aaliyah is so big and physical, and she's been pushing Asia off that block all year.
Yeah, I don't see offensively posing a problem for Asia Wilson.
Yeah, because Aaliyah's been lowering her body, just pushing her off the block, getting what she wants. I just want to see.
So let me ask a question, because I haven't been keeping up with the WNBA. Any of their Final Four games in prime time?
Yeah, that game is on ABC today. Now, not prime time, but it's on national TV.
Okay, so they put it up against the NFL. So okay.
What do you consider prime time like?
Anything after 7 p.m.
No, no. Minnesota game at 5, and this game is at 3. So, yeah. So anyway, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mercury steal this first one.
Yeah.
I don't like the line movement in that game. Yeah, I like Minnesota to win it all, but they let the Mercury beat teams up. They just let them do it, and that's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
Mercury they're gonna be a tough out. They're gonna be a tough out because they are physical like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So that's what you think.
Who, me?
Yeah, who you got?
I like the Lynx to advance, and also I like the
Liberty. Today. Who you like today?
Oh, today I like the Lynx
and the Aces.
Yep, the Lynx and the Aces.
Okay.
Boy, y'all get my WNBA fix with you and Mike, Click. I get my WNBA fix with y'all, man. Y'all keep me up to speed on that.
And hold on, I'm looking at time response. Time, sometimes you gotta believe, man. You gotta put that believe hat on, man. You gotta believe sometimes.
Yeah. Well.
When it wasn't a choke, they just lost. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, who the Monday night game is the Ravens? Who's the Sunday night game, Mike?
I thought that was the I don't know who the Sunday night game is.
Hey, man, check for me, man. See who that Sunday night game is tonight.
It's the Chiefs Giants.
Oh yeah, the Chiefs and the Giants. Yeah.
What, the Giants on Sunday night game?
Because it's the Chiefs. Because of the Chiefs.
Saquon was still with the Giants.
No, it's because of the Chiefs, man. You know that.
Disqualify them. They playing against the Giants, though.
Yeah, of course the Chiefs. But I'm just saying, you want them to have a formidable opponent. They must have thought Saquon was still in New York.
But you know them New York teams get favorable coverage, period, because that media, that market
right.
they want to.
That market. Because it shouldn't really be any way that the the Chargers and the Denver game shouldn't be that Sunday.
Shouldn't be that Sunday night game.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it starts at if it starts at 8 o'clock on East Coast, that means it's 5 o'clock there. So that should have been the 8 o'clock game. But they want to put the Giants and the Chiefs. So be it. We all know that the NFL don't play by what the fans want. The NFL play by what the media and how much ESPN, NBC, ABC, and all of them willing to pay for it. So,
hey, Click, who was that rookie receiver you was talking about? Did he play for the Giants?
No, he played for the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah, Buccaneers.
I can't pronounce his name. He bad.
Yeah, you know they got the boy Neighbors with the Giants. I think this is the second year, though. I think
second year. Yeah.
Yeah, he the one that went for like 5,000 yards against the Cowboys last week. Like 600 touchdowns.
Hey, man, the Cardinals going to get them 49ers today.
Oh, you think so?
Yep.
So, hey, with Brock Purdy gone, you just like, they ain't got a chance, huh?
Well, I like what you call Mac Jones is serviceable, but the Cardinals, man, they doing their thing right now.
But see, that is the Cardinal curse, though. They usually start 3-0, 4-0. I remember 2 years ago they went 5-0, and then just Kyler Murray was here, and then he just fell the fuck off, and it was just like, what the hell? So, as much as I like Kyler Murray, I think he's another one of those quarterbacks that won't get his shine until he leaves Arizona. I just think that he's one of those type of quarterbacks.
I think Kyler Murray too small. I think he's too small.
I think Kyler Murray is who he is no matter where you go. Now, he might have more team success, you know what I'm saying? But because maybe the team around him might be a little better, but I think him as a quarterback, I don't think he would take leaps and bounds somewhere else. I just don't. I think what we've seen from him, I think that's who he is.
Well, no, Kyler Murray is a decent up towards good quarterback. I mean, he's not bad at all. He's not bad at all. And like, I think he would really shine somewhere like Pittsburgh. I think he would, with his mobility and everything. I just think certain quarterbacks show their potential with some teams and then over excel with other teams that make them good. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that, to me, that's just that way. Some offensive coordinators are just not right for some quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have, and the thing about a quarterback that makes them great, and everybody don't want to say it, but this is reality, is your offensive coordinator. Your offensive coordinator makes a quarterback great, okay? Prime example is look at Lamar. Lamar is a talented quarterback, okay? If an offensive coordinator can come in and play to Lamar's strengths, Lamar would go to the stratosphere. But then you had an offensive coordinator, what was his third year? They came in and tried to make him a pocket passer and shit, and he lasted, 3 weeks, 4 weeks or some shit like that, and they got rid of him with the Ravens. It's that offensive coordinator that brings out the quarterback.
Hey, Mike,
you don't have that.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you this. You are considered an offensive genius, right? You're considered an offensive genius, and you're given a head coaching job, and you got this talented quarterback, right? Do you say you have to run my offense? You have to run this offense because I know this will work. It's tried and true. It's tested. You know what I mean? I had success in the past. You have to run this offense. Or do you come in there and say, okay, whatever your strengths are, I'm going to try to cater my offense that I've been running, that I perfected, that I know work, I'm gonna try to cater my offense to your strength, which may deviate from the offense I done created. Which one would you go with?
I'm probably. I mean, I think you should cater your offense to like the skills that your player have. That's what I think. But sometimes,
and let me say this. Let me say this for an example that you're talking about. Prime example. Remember Eric Bieniemy when he was at KC. You know, KC was running things. Mm-hmm. He took that offense and went over to Tampa Bay and got ran out his second year because he tried to bring his offense. He didn't match his offense with his personnel. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I see happening now is what's going on in Chicago. I think that coach that used to be in Detroit, he's coming over there and he's telling Caleb Williams, man, look, you got to run this offense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to run this offense. This is the offense that I ran. You know what I'm saying? And it was successful. You have to run this. I don't know if that's to Caleb Williams' strength. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and that's why was the question. I don't know if that's to his strength or not. But I know he don't seem to deviate from, like, look, this was you're going to learn to run this and perfect this and execute this just the way I draw it up.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think some of that could be sabotage, right? Because if you come to a system and they got a veteran quarterback, you more so likely to cater to what their strengths are, right? But if you're in an organization and that quarterback is not your pick, then yeah, you're gonna be like the quarterback. You more so want that quarterback to conform to whatever coaching skills that you have, because it don't matter now because you can get that quarterback out of there.
So if you inherit a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, if you inherit him, you like, well, look, man, you got to run this, you know what I'm saying, this way.
Yeah.
X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to you, like you say, you drafting a quarterback and like, all right, this is my guy, so I'm more willing. And you know what that is? That's kind of what Sean Payton was with Russell Wilson when he was in Denver. Sean Payton ain't like him. Look at the interaction he had with Bo Nix on the sideline. Bo Nix was leaning on him back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bo Nix was leaning on him back. He know that wasn't Russ' temperament. You know that wasn't his personality. Go ahead, Clay. Go ahead.
Well, when you get a quarterback that the organization drafted, like Williams in Chicago, right? That franchise is invested in him. And you coming in as a coordinator, they bringing you in to develop him. So to sabotage him, now you got to think about who else we're going to get. Is there somebody else out there available? Like, I don't think it's in the best interest of a coordinator to come in and sabotage a young quarterback like that.
Well, what about Steve Fisher and the dude and Vince Young? Steve Fisher, Vince Young. Steve Fisher did not want Vince Young, right? And so he didn't really do Vince Young a whole lot of favors during his tenure there. And that a lot of people say stunted Vince Young's growth.
But let me say this because
but that's an excellent example though.
Let me say this. When they go out and get a head coach or offensive coordinator, believe me, these owners look at their personnel. So let's say I'm gonna use the Ravens as an example. Everybody knows that Lamar is a shotgun quarterback. So if you bring in an offensive coordinator that 85 to 90% of his plays is from under center, you're setting Lamar up to fail, okay? Because he's not that quarterback. He has to see the field, call the plays, and then he does it. He's not from under the center. But then you get somebody like Tom Brady that thrives being under the center. You wouldn't bring in somebody that offense is 90% shotgun based. Mm-hmm. So these teams know that.
You just said they brought in a guy for Lamar who tried to make him a pocket.
Right, and that's what happened.
A pocket pass.
And that's what happened. They got rid of him.
Yeah.
No, Greg Roman was here. Greg Roman was on the staff. Lamar came in, right? And it was somebody else coordinating. They fired him and they moved Greg Roman up because Greg Roman was in San Francisco with Cat. And they decided to go with Greg Roman's offense, and Lamar won MVP in 2019.
No, I'm talking about the guy that They fired for Roman.
They stayed with Greg Roman up until this new guy, Todd Monken. They brought Todd Monken from Georgia.
No, I'm talking about the guy that Greg Roman replaced.
Yeah, but he was already here, so they drafted him. He was the coordinator for Flacco. Flacco, right, they benched Flacco, brought Lamar in, right, and all that guy could pretty much do was just run Lamar. They ran, and then the next year they promoted Greg Roman.
Right, because his offense didn't fit Lamar.
Right, but they didn't
Flacco.
Right, but they didn't bring him in for Lamar. He was already here, so they moved away from him and promoted Greg Roman because Greg Roman had a system that catered to a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, it's all about putting the right people in the right places at the right time. The NFL, there's no team that wants to say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna sacrifice everything for doing this." Right. Okay, so if I bring in an offensive coordinator, I'm not going to sacrifice my whole team because the offensive coordinator has a different vision. When I bring him in, we're going to be on the same page. Before we even bring him in.
Going back to that Chicago Bears situation, I think by Caleb Williams only being a second-year starter, I think if he was a more established quarterback, you cater to him, especially if he had some semblance of success. You cater to him and his strengths. But by him being a second-year player, and you bring this guy in, and everybody's an offensive genius now, so they say. And this guy who they brought, I can't think of his name escapes me. But he brought him in, and he's going to make Caleb Williams run this offense that he deems, tried and true. And he wants Caleb Williams to run that offense. But for better or for worse. Caleb Williams seems to thrive in more so now. I ain't gonna say it's not gonna change, but more so when he's able to escape the pocket and get outside the pocket, use his athleticism, and throw on a move and things like that. It seems like this coach, the head coach up there, he wants him to operate more so on a timing thing. 1, 2, 3, ball out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ball out. It's like it's like more so predicated on time and getting the ball out and quick release, quick route, things like that. And I don't know right now is that Caleb, I don't know how good he is at that right now. That's all. Right.
And let me say this before I leave because I got great go, fellas. But Caleb Williams, now let's look at his performance on the field. He's not making all the throws, and he's not reading all the defenses. So a lot of the situations that's going on in Chicago ain't only from play calling. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to do with Caleb Williams and what he think he can do as talent-wise. Because he think he has the same arm power when he's running as he does when he's standing in that pocket. And some of them balls are coming up very short when he goes on a run. So let's not put it all on offensive coordinator now. Because Caleb Williams is not making all the throws right now either. And some of his decision-making is kind of, why would you throw that pass?
No, you make a good point about his reads. I don't think, they showing him something pre-snap, and then once the ball snap and he has a tough time, figuring that out. But I just think that comes with repetition and, being in there, seeing things over and over again.
Right.
And I just wanted to know, right now it seems like he's struggling with that offense. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's struggling, and it seems like he's more of a playmaker outside of the pocket. On the move, because he's an athlete, man. I know y'all talked about Travis Hunter earlier. Dude, Caleb Williams is a hell of an athlete. You know what I'm saying? He's got to get better at being in the quarterback position.
I also think they got two issues, right? Number one, they trying to transfer his skill set over to the league, and then number two, they also trying to have him pick up the technical parts of being a professional quarterback. So. It's with Caleb, it's gonna be tough because some of the habits that he had as far as holding the ball for too long, stuff like that. When he could do that and get away with that in college, right?
Right.
But at this level, you can't. You can't throw people open. As much as you could in college.
And that experience and that knowledge is the difference between being a good quarterback or being a Jamarcus Russell. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference, okay? Jamarcus Russell could never put his talents and translate it to the NFL. Like you said, he thought what he did in college will translate over into the NFL and he ain't had to change shit. But when you got linemen that's just as fast as you are and can cover ground like NFL linemen can, you gotta be able to understand it. And that's what killed Marcus Russell. And hopefully that don't kill Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing you can do is take a player's natural instincts away from him thinking too much. Can't do that. An offensive coordinator, offensive genius, if a person is a genius, they're not set in one mold or one system. They're a genius. So their imagination is very active. So you can look at your player's skill set and stuff and become very imaginative. You ain't just stuck with this is my system. I don't call that a genius. I just say he found a system that works.
But see, Clayton, yeah, you make a good point. But look, this is what I think that the head coach up there has had to do going through training camp. He had to almost dumb it down so Caleb can have some semblance of success. He had to dumb down his plays and the systems and, you know what I mean, the verbiage and things like that. He had to dumb a lot of that down because Caleb really wasn't getting the cadence. He wasn't getting them out the huddle. They were saying like during training camp, he wasn't getting them out the huddle. When the plays come in, you understand, you know, it cut off at a certain time. You got to get them guys through the line of scrimmage. He was coming down, the play clock was running down. They had to take some timeouts and stuff like that. So, like you say, you know, that offensive genius thing, you know, that they say everybody is, because you got all these different things going on at one time. So maybe with him and Caleb, and I'm just guessing, maybe he got to bring it down some so Caleb can get it and understand it and be able to.
So that's a reflection on Caleb then.
Let me say this too, and let's remember that everybody's comparing Caleb to Jalen Daniels. Okay, Caleb was the #1 pick. Jalen Daniels was not. And Jalen Daniels had very, very, very good success his first year. Okay. So that's another tree that Caleb Williams has to climb now. Okay. Because he's the #1 pick. And his performance his first year didn't show that as the #1 pick. Especially considering what Jalen Daniels did when he got picked. You know what I'm saying? So we're more crucial on Caleb Williams than we would be on some of these other quarterbacks, just because where he was picked
and the success,
and the success of the other guys.
If I'm coaching Caleb, I'm sitting him down, and my conversation with him is, don't be consumed about the expectation, the media pressure, or what they comparing you to. Just play winning football. Don't worry about none of the rest of that shit.
Didn't both Knicks come out the same year too?
Yeah, I think so.
Look, when y'all say genius though, like genius, does the word genius mean that like you have a specific skill set where you excel at, or does genius, you think that genius can apply across the board? Because I think that his skill set, it still needs to be transferred from one level of football to the next. So his skill set may not be able to be transferred.
The skill set that needs to be transferred, can he make all the throws? If he can make all the throws, can he read certain defenses? Does he have the intangibles to play the position? Now, as far as his success goes, that's another thing.
Right.
No, well, look, all right, so can he make all the throws? Sometimes you can have a quarterback that can make all the throws, right? Physically, you can make all the throws. So now it's all about like mentally, can you play the game? Like what is your
right.
your ability mentally to be able to translate that information that you're getting in, right?
So and they test
2 different skill sets though.
They test that too. They test that too when they interviewing them quarterbacks. They take them through game situations. They do a Wonderlic test. They do all these things to assess your mental too.
Mike, it's like this. I will equate it like this. Okay, it's just like math. You know, math. There's different higher levels of math. Okay, football is the same way. There's different levels of football. You could be an all-star in high school, but then you can go to college and be average. Okay, and it's just like that. You may be a genius at one level of math, but then when you get to the next part, you may look average. So when it comes to translating if he's a genius or not into football terms, a genius would be what Jayden Daniels did his first year. He was able to come in, read the offenses, read the defenses, make the throws, and make his team a better team. Okay. because everybody counted Washington out last year. Nobody gave Washington a chance. They end up in a championship game. That's what Caleb Williams is being judged on.
Now listen to this though, man. Listen to this, right? You make a good point. Anything you say, I agree with, right? But listen, say like Jaden Daniels. I'm just throwing numbers out here. Let's say Jaden Daniels' playbook was half of what Caleb Williams' playbook is. So it's not as much that he has to process that he's taking on. Sometimes you give a quarterback coming out of college, you can give him too much information. Sometimes, man, just stick with, I ain't gonna say the basics, but just stick with stuff that he can get in and out the huddle and execute. And then you can add little stuff on at a time as the season goes on, as he get comfortable. But to dump all that stuff on a quarterback, a young quarterback in his second year, to dump everything in his lap like that and say, learn this, you should know this, you should be able to execute this. That might be too much. That might be a little overwhelming, you understand, for that particular quarterback.
Most people.
Maybe Jaden Daniels, maybe the information he had to process, maybe it wasn't as extensive.
But they all got to process the defenses they read. They all have to do that.
Yeah, well, let me just say
Jaden Daniels was exceptional at that.
I think most cases early in a quarterback's, most of these guys like that you see now, I think they are physically gifted, right? And so they had their physical gifts make up for some of their shortcomings that they have, like as far as the knowledge and experience of the game. And that's what I think Jaden Daniels' situation, like I wouldn't call Jaden Daniels, as far as being a quarterback, I wouldn't call him a genius. I would say he has an exceptional physical, like exceptional physical gifts. Same thing with Lamar. Now, somebody like Peyton Manning, who had like a different type of understanding for the game, he was not physical like that, but his understanding of the game, because of the way he studied the game before he even got to the league, that I think is his genius. One is like a physical genius, and one is like a like their understanding and mentally that made him a genius.
When I was talking about genius, I was talking about offensive coordinators being dubbed geniuses. Now, as far as Jaden Daniels go, he was exceptional at processing the defenses and making good decisions. He was exceptional at that.
Yeah.
Now, stay right there, Clayton. Stay, so this is what I'm saying. Maybe how he was coached. He wasn't given. I don't want to say he wasn't given a lot of options, but like if you come to the line of scrimmage and you look, reset, and this is what you see, maybe you only go to A, B, or C. Maybe with Caleb, you come to the, like you say, he overthinking. So maybe you come to the line of scrimmage pre-snap and you see whatever. Then, you know what I mean, cover two or whatever. Now you got A, B, C, D, E. You know what I mean? It's like too many options, too many alternatives that he don't understand, and he got to process after what he see. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I think that, like, if you look at Caleb Williams when he was at USC, like I said, his physical gifts got him by at USC. Then if you look at what's the guy? If you look at Patrick Mahomes when he was in college, right? He had physical gifts, but he also had like a different type of understanding for the game. Then on top of that, when he got to the league, he didn't play immediately. So he got to learn more. He had more tutelage by the time he got to get out there on a full-time basis.
Right, and that had nothing to do with physical. That had all to do with, you know what I mean, the mental part of it. That's right.
Right, exactly. Right. And so that's what it is with Caleb. I think physically he can play the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like if he get to the point where it slows down for him, then then he'll start making those plays that people, that he know he can make. But the game gonna have to slow down for him.
Right.
All right, fellas. I know I held you.
All right.
I held y'all up.
Y'all enjoy them games, man.
Yeah, man. I'm great. Get out there.
Man, good rapping. I know y'all gonna chime in later on the chat about that WNBA stuff, man.
No, Mike is. If Mike quiet, just know the Aces losing.
Yeah. If the Aces losing, I'm probably gonna go radio silent.
He
Then.
gonna be silent. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so have a good
All
one, man.
right, y'all enjoy
All right,
y'all
man.
Sunday, man.
All
All
right.
right, cool.
All right, peace out.
Time. Appreciate you for tuning in. Time and participating. Who else was in here? Retro. Kent was in here earlier, man. Yeah, everybody make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll check y'all out in the next podcast. Peace.